What's up, guys? Welcome back to Give a Shift. Today is the weekly show. If you guys don't know what this is, if you're new to the channel, basically this is where we go over everything that's been happening the past week in the automotive industry, whether that's news, reveals, rumors, anything like that. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Today, first thing we are talking about is TVR. Now, if you guys don't know what TVR is, it's not a sort of TV like digital service or anything like that. It's actually a car company. This car company is out of England, out of the UK. So this company has been around for some time, but the last time they came out with a car was in 2005, and then a couple of years later they actually went bankrupt, and they've been kind of tossed hands back and forth. Some people bought them and then sold them, and then things happened, and they said they're going to come out with a car, and today they finally did. Or not today, but this past week they finally actually unveiled their newest car. Now their newest car is called the Griffith. This car has a 5-liter Cosworth tuned V8. This V8's the same one out of, oh my goodness, the phone is just going crazy. This V8's the same one out of the Mustang. So it is a 5-liter, basically Coyote engine, but again, like I said, it is tuned by Cosworth. Now, it does make a little bit more horsepower than in the stock Mustang, makes 500 horse. This is paired to a 6-speed manual transmission, so this thing is a manual. This car weighs somewhere in the range of about 2,700 pounds, so it's a light car with a lot of horsepower, and this thing is going to be extremely fast. It's going to do over 200 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in about 3.2-ish seconds. So this thing is going to be pretty cool. I don't think it actually looks that bad, to be honest. We've never had TVR here in the States, and this car will, again, also not be coming here to the United States, as I don't know, it's probably just too expensive for a small manufacturer to be crash testing their cars with all the EPA regulations we have here. So unfortunately, this car is not coming here to the United States, but it is still a very big announcement that a car company has finally come out with this car. They've been teasing it for a long time, saying they're going to come out with a car. And yeah, this past week they finally did unveil this car. So some cool TVR news for you there. Next up, we are talking about Ford. Now, Ford's been in the news for various things, from autonomous vehicle technology to, I don't know, the new GT and everything in between. Now, what we're talking about today, though, is the new, oh my goodness, the new Ford Ranger. Now, Ford Ranger was a very well-known and very, you know, kind of loved truck, to be honest. It's a small mini truck. It's in that mid-sized truck range. It competed with things like the Tacoma, the Colorado, things like that, you know, little mini trucks. So Ford killed it off a little while back, but they, at least here in the United States, now they still kept it going to other places like South America, Australia, things like that, where you don't need a big full-size truck. A mid-size one is just fine. Now, Ford in the past months has said they're going to bring it back to the United States. In the coming months here, they're going to actually unveil it. But what something has been kind of leaked, maybe revealed a little bit here, is that they're actually going to have a Ranger Raptor. Now, I'm not very surprised by this move, to be honest. Seeing as Chevy came out with their ZR2 Colorado, which is kind of a mini Raptor of sorts for them. So to kind of, I feel like since they did it, Ford's like, all right, well, we're gonna do it too. And since they already have their whole Raptor program, that whole thing going on, it kind of makes sense for them to do it. You know, it'd be kind of weird if they didn't do it, to be honest. So that's kind of cool. What's expected to be in there is probably the 3.5-liter V6 twin turbo. That or the 2.7-liter V6 twin turbo engine in there. So it's gonna have turbos. It's not gonna be a V8. Probably gonna be a V6, but it's still gonna be quite fast. The ZR2 apparently is one of the best off-road little trucks on the market. So I'm excited to see what Ford does with their little Ranger Raptor deal here. So I'm sure it's gonna be dope. So I'm kind of excited for that. That'll be cool. So the new Raptor, the new Ranger rather, shall be unveiled very soon here in the coming months, and then I'm assuming the Ranger Raptor, I wonder if they're going to keep the name, actually. That's a good question. Do you guys think if they're going to keep the name or not for this new Ranger Raptor? Because you kind of got to think about it every time you say it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you like the idea of a Ranger Raptor, or do you think It's kind of dumb. Do you even like the Ranger? I know a lot of people like the Ranger for like working purposes, so companies really like them because they were small and relatively inexpensive and relatively reliable as well. So new Ranger is coming out very soon, so that's some kind of cool Ford news for you there. Alright guys, last up for the day, a little bit more of a discussion here of sorts. So what we're talking about right now is the Rotary Engine. So basically, Mazda has always had a love affair with the Rotary. They're the only company who's come out with a production car with a Rotary Wankel engine in this car. Now, if you guys don't know what a Rotary is or how it works, or you're just completely oblivious to everything Rotary, there's a description in the description down below. There's a video telling you how it works, what it is, things like that, pros and cons. Go check that out if you're curious. And if you don't know, you know, what it is or anything like that, go watch it before you keep going here. So pause this video, go open that up, go watch it, and then come back. All right. Anyway, Mazda is the only car company to have made a car with a production Rotary engine. Now, it has been a couple years now since they have actually released a car with the Rotary. The last car they had was an RX-8. That car was mostly hated but slightly loved by enthusiasts. It was very strangled. That engine in that car was very strangled by emissions, things like that. They really had to reach these goals. So the very early ones were absolutely terrible, especially in the automatics. They weren't driven hard enough. A Rotary, you have to take it to redline regularly for it to be lubricated and really, you know, maintained properly. A lot of people think you need to baby them, but you actually need to drive the crap out of them. So you kind of got to be aggressive with these cars. So, and a lot of people didn't do that, which is what kind of, you know, broke them in a way. So the early ones were not good, like I said. Now, other than the RX-8, they had the RX-7 before it. That was extremely loved by enthusiasts all over the world. It got very popular through things like Gran Turismo, through Need for Speed, things like that. Very popular video games that really pushed this image of the RX-7. And it was, like I said, it was very loved by enthusiasts. And when they came out with the RX-8, there was very many mixed opinions. Anyway, a Rotary has not been released for some time now, mostly because of emissions. Okay, dude, what are you doing? Those sit-down weird bikes are so weird. Anyway, yeah, so the Rotary has not been produced in quite some time here because of emission standards, that they're just so high now that it's hard for them to reach. So Mazda every once in a while likes to tease us with Rotary Concepts. They came out with the RX-9 Vision concept, I believe it was called. There's a little picture of it right here. Very beautiful car. It looked very, very good. People were thinking maybe it'll come out for Mazda's either I think the 50th anniversary or the 50th anniversary of the Rotary, which is actually coming up very soon here. Now, sometimes one of the higher ups in Mazda says, no, we're not doing anything. Other times they say, yeah, we're always been developing it. Basically, what's happening here is there's some more news coming out that they've always been actually developing this Rotary engine. Now, it is not a very large cash generating product. Now, what they have said is that there are a small amount of engineers that have always been working on this engine, and they've continued to be working on this engine to try and improve it, to get better emissions out of it. They've implemented things like direct injection, maybe hybrid technology, turbo technology. They've always had that. Things of that nature that they're really trying to push. Mazda's really pushing the envelope on you know, efficiency in these cars. The new Mazda engine is going to have spark plugs, but it's actually going to run off just compression. So it's kind of cool. Mazda's always been pushing this envelope. So basically, yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Do you think they're going to be coming out with a new Rotary engine anytime soon? They have said they're not going to come out with it right away, but when the time is right, they will. They're always going to try. They're going to try and bring out another one very soon here, but basically, they said once they have the cash, they will do it, but as of right now, it's not going to come out right away because it is not a very big cash contributor, and in today's market, you really have to stay competitive and be making that money. So basically, unfortunately, it's not going to be coming out soon, but you know, we can all be hopeful as enthusiasts. I personally really like the Rotary engine. I know a lot of other enthusiasts really don't like it. They think it's inefficient and kind of dumb. It doesn't make very much power, but or torque for that matter. But you know, with some modifications and things, they can make a whole lot of power. For example, Mad Mike's drift cars make anywhere from 700 to over 1,000 horsepower, and with crazy builds. And I really like the way they sound. Just the whole concept of rotaries is really, really cool. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Mazda will be coming out with a new Rotary very soon. There's a sidecar motorcycle. You don't see those very often. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to touch on that as Rotaries and Mazda was in the news here for the past week. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you like Rotaries, if you don't, if you're excited for this, if not, whatever it is, let me know everything down below, because I do like to kind of respond to some of these comments. They're fun, you know. Anyway, guys, I think that is it for the day. I do like to keep these short as always, just kind of hitting the highlights and cool things that have been in the news lately. So there you go. There's your weekly update for you. Stick around later this week on Wednesday. There is a video coming out where we put some performance wheels on a crappy car, just because. And it was kind of fun. So stick around. That'll be coming out Wednesday. Check out a review that me and actually my mom shot last week. So that is up there. So I'll link it in the description below as well. Subscribe for more videos, and that is it. My name's Thomas. This is Give a Shift, guys. See you next time.